Hey, how's it going, friends? We are back. Well, I'm back at the cabin. It's been a long time coming for this video, so finally back up at the cabin. Got a lot of work to do. You can see behind me, this is a project that I started last fall, and I finally got this area blocked in with the bird blockers and the vents for the roof. So kind of been working on that the last day or so. So finally got that sort of dialed in. There's going to be a lot of little finicky trim pieces that go around that. I don't know if I'm going to film all that. It's going to be kind of monotonous, but we're getting this much closer to getting this place, airtight and bug proof. So still a lot of bugs coming in. Not as much as there was before, because I did put some plastic and I did seal up the attic area up with some plywood and plastic and vapor barrier and stuff like that. So it's getting better all the time, but my main project this time is to kind of get this whole vent system done. But yeah, bottom line is I'm back up here and it's been super nice. It's been pretty warm out, and so been working in the mornings, and yesterday we took a little bit of a vacation day and took the kids around. I'll roll in some footage of that around the area and just discovered some new spots. So, but today I'm back up. I'm going to be working by myself today, and then tomorrow the kids and Mrs. D2S will be up here as well. So I'm going to try to get it as dialed in as I can, kind of make it look as nice as possible so it looks like there's something going on. But there's just still tons and tons of projects to be doing, so it's going to take this takes a lot longer than I thought. So I'm going to probably try to get, I got both of those pieces of plywood cut, and I can kind of show you what those look like when we go up there. But there's still a spot over here, as you can see. That's all open still. So I'm going to be, and the problem is I'm trying to decide right now. I've been stalling out on that part because I think I've always intended on taking these beams out. The problem is when I do that, I have to cut them or break that bird blocker seal over there. And I think I already cut one of them. Yeah, I cut one of them over there. So this might be a little trickier anyways. But point is that I'm going to eventually take these pieces out so we have a vaulted ceiling that's all open back there. All these plywood pieces up here are just temporary scaffolding because I'm still putting sheetrock in, and I'm still working on the attic area up there. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I might make a temporary board like this over here and just kind of fill that in, trim it, cut it, and it won't be super ideal, but it'll work for the time being. And then when I pull that beam out, it'll just be a solid piece of wood that'd be really easy to put in. So that should be a good plan. I think I'll just do that for now, just so I have, because I probably won't get everything done this year on the whole sheetrocking scenario here. So but I do want that sort of sealed in. So yeah, there's a lot to do, and it is going to be a lot of work, but I'm going to get started on it. I'm going to go cut some little trim pieces. What I've been doing over here, and this side hasn't been done, I'll show you over here. Little trim pieces to kind of screw the plywood to. I can screw into this rafter area, or this roof, whatever you call it. I don't know the technical names. I can screw into that, no problem with the plywood, but it's just free over here. So I'm making little false areas to hook the plywood to, just to make it a little solid. It worked great on the other side, so I'm going to do it here, and it keeps it from flopping around in there. And then I'm going to run some caulking around it, or foam or something like that I can seal it. And then I have to run just a bunch of trim pieces all around this thing just to glue in there and staple in. So it's going to be really time consuming. I don't expect to get done with all of it, but now you never know. blocker here, blocker piece. So I got to cut these little false blocker pieces that I can screw this plywood into. They work great on the other side. And you know, this isn't going to be a quick, I'm going to do a review of this at some point. I just have not had the chance, but this thing has changed the game for everything up here. This Makita circular saw, and also I just purchased this 5 amp battery. These are great. I still haven't, what are we at here? It's still full. I mean, I used this thing like a couple of days ago. I used it for a bunch of cutting, and it hasn't even touched the battery yet. They're no different in size than the standard 3 amp batteries that you get with the Makita drills and screwdrivers. The packaging is identical. The weight is the same, but it's a couple more amp hours bigger. And they are expensive, but between the two of these, and this is the cheap saw, this is the $100 saw. They make a brushless motor one, which I was kind of going back and forth on if I should do just the standard one or the brushless. I figured I needed batteries anyways because of the other multi-tool that I got from Makita. Just didn't last all that long. So I knew I needed to get batteries. I knew these would last quite a while, and so far, like I said, I haven't even, it's still full, and I used it all day. So this thing is great. They say that the brushless one gets almost double, so I believe it. The only thing you might want to consider if you're going to use this a lot is the brushless version has a metal guard. This is plastic, so it's a little chintzy. The motor probably isn't as good, but the plate here that it rides on is a nice cast aluminum part. I mean, it's solid, and it's real light, and it's real quiet. And I mean, I don't know how long it's going to last if this motor is not very good or whatever, but for what I'm doing here, just doing quick cuts sporadically, it's great. If you're doing a lot of ripping and a lot of cutting with it all day, for a job, I would go with a brushless. It's another $100 more. But this thing's a game changer. There's no cords. I got so frustrated dealing with generators and cords, and then you get halfway through your cut and it hangs up on the wood. There's none of that, and it's super light. It is a 6.5 inch blade, so if that means something to you, if you're cutting something bigger than, say, 2x4s or whatever, then that could probably be a problem. The torque of course isn't as, it's not as torquey as one that's corded, a 15 or 20 amp, or worm drive or a standard one. But for doing quick little cuts like this, I mean, it's the best thing I've ever seen. So I'm going to cut these, and I'll just show you how easy it is, and I'm just going to freehand it. This isn't real critical dimension wise, but I'm going to make these probably 6 or 7 inches, whatever this is. I'm just going to mark this out. So I'm going to mark these out and then just show you how easy it is to do this. It just makes running a circular saw just actually kind of enjoyable. So I'm going to get going here, and I'll show you how this works. Pretty self-explanatory, but I'm actually going to get this off of here so I can. Okay, it's super easy to adjust. Just change this right here, and you're good to go. I mean, it's a typical circular saw, but it's light and it's fast, and when you do have the battery in it, you want to be a little careful. There is a safety on it right here. You have to push down and then pull, but it's pretty darn good. See if I can get in there and redo that. Just makes doing quick, if you're not having to do cabinet work or whatever, it just makes it so much faster. I gotta make 6 of these. Just mark them out. They don't have to be exactly perfect, so it's not a big deal. So we got 1, 5. There is 6. Alright, let's just get it going here. It's like butter. Best tool ever invented. This lithium technology with batteries is just 2 thumbs up on that. I know a lot of guys are going to the Milwaukees and DeWalt's and stuff like that. I honestly like Makita stuff, so I'm all in with them. The stuff's durable. It's not quite as fancy and high tech and maybe not as powerful, but these batteries seem to last a long time. They don't get warm. I don't know. I mean, it just, you know, maybe it's not as fast and quick as the new stuff, but you know, for me, this is the stuff right here. So I'm gonna get to gluing these, or I'm gonna get to screwing these pieces in the cabin. I'll take you along for the ride. Again, kind of boring stuff. If you've seen this. And this may not be, you know, how a contractor would do it. I'm sure there's better tools, but it's what I got. So, and I kind of have to. Perfect. Alright, well, there's the trim, or the board that goes all the way down from the ceiling, connects in there. So as you can see, I have a lot of gaps going on right here, and I'm just gonna have to make some trims that go, and this plywood will butt up against it really tight. I'll probably cut an angle on that. I'm gonna fill this all in, and then with caulking probably right around there, and then I'll put some trims all the way around these things, there, down, and then that'll fill in the rest of this gap. I'm not getting a lot of, I can't feel any air, so even just doing this board right here, the bird blockers kind of has a cold roof or whatever, and it moves the air through them, so through the rafters, so I don't feel anything right here at all, which is great. Nothing there, but bugs are still gonna get in. Man, what is that noise? Somebody's exploding something out there. Huh. Anyways, so that's good. This is a milestone right here, getting this in. It's just gonna be some finicky stuff, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and do I'm just going to build the same thing over there around those rafters that I already have in, just knowing that I'm going to take them out in the future. It's going to be kind of a redundant thing, but I just want to get this place somewhat sealed up. So we'll just try that for now, and you know, it'll be kind of a pain having to take it all out again, but that's the nature of doing stuff.